Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? For the cheapest coins anywhere, check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZIRK for 5% off your order. Link is in the description.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
So the free agency promo is coming up this Thursday, and I gotta say, this could be a pretty good promo. Today we're gonna talk about exactly what to expect and some players that I think we'll see. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Zach Lott for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to shout out the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, notification bell on, comment down below, Noti Gang. Also, if you guys have not already checked out Underdog Fantasy, you can do so right now using code ZIRK to double your first deposit up to $100. Follow me over on Twitter for my NBA picks. They'll be up later this afternoon, and new users get this Jokic 0.5 point special. Underdog is also just in general been running a lot of other specials as well, so if you guys get in, be on the lookout, follow me over on Twitter. They might have another special coming this afternoon. Alright, so starting off, guys, let's take a look here at the Madden 23 free agency promo. Now, some things I want to do and mention, guys. Number one, free agency promo, we already know is dropping this Thursday. When are the reveals? Probably Thursday morning or maybe Wednesday night. They'll have like a couple of reveals, whatever. As of this very second, there is an EA stream set for Thursday morning and an EA stream set for Wednesday morning. So aside from that, I don't really know. But obviously today there will be more free agent signings, and yesterday as well there was a bunch of free agent signings. So we kind of already have an idea of players that could have possibly like gone to new teams, whatever, the good cards. But one thing I do want to remind you guys of is they don't have to change teams to actually get a free agent card. Someone like Chris Jones, who got re-signed before even the tampering period started, he can get a card. Well, as you guys can see, this was last year's free agency promo. We had a 99 overall free agency champion and Reggie White. Also, when it came to the champions, the 698 overall champions, you could equip any 32 NFL team chems. So yes, they got every single team chem. We also did have a 99 overall Reggie White with, again, 32 team chems, and he had a legend chem. Obviously this year, we don't have legend chem. And as you guys see, the Reggie White was really, really good. Next up, though, let's talk about the champions, the LTDs, and what made them kind of special. As you guys can see, LTDs, we had Jesse Bates and we had Ben Powers. If a free agent LTD signs with a new team, they will receive dual chem with their old and new team chems active at the same time. If the player resigns with his current team, they will receive ×2 chem for that team. So with the LTDs, like Jesse Bates here, he went from the Bengals to the Falcons. He had Bengals and Falcons chem active at the same time. Ben Powers, Ravens and Broncos, active at the same time. Then we have the champions. Now again, like I did say, guys, just because somebody does not move teams does not mean that they won't get a card. As long as they were set to be a free agent this year, like T. Higgins is a good example, right? Someone who got franchise tag, currently is seeking a trade, but it hasn't been traded. Lamar Jackson was set to be a free agent. He got franchise tagged, obviously ended up staying as a Raven and had an MVP season. He got a card last year. All these players right here, they got all 32 team chems, the champions. We had OBJ, Lamar, Jamel Dean, Tony Pollard, Jordan Poyer, and then we also had heroes. Now, if a hero signs with a new team, they receive dual chem with their old and new team chem active at the same time. If the player resigns with his current team, they will receive ×2 chem. So we had a bunch of 96s, Cam Sutton, Jimmy Ward, Isaiah Wynn, Rock Ya-Sin, Arden Key, Alan Lazard, Jacoby Myers, Paris Campbell, Draymond Jones, and Damian Harris. And then we also had a bunch of 93 overalls, bunch of 90 overalls. We had a free Marcus Peters right here as well. Had some challenges, field passes, and sets. And then with part two of the promo, guys, we had LTDs. So we had Dalton Schultz and Tremaine Edmonds. I believe that was it, though. There was actually no more champions. There were no 96 overall champs. So we had two more limiteds in Edmonds and Dalton Schultz. And aside from that, you guys can see we had a 99 overall Reggie White, 4 total LTDs. And aside from that, the cards were overall pretty good, right? So there gives you a pretty general understanding of what players you could potentially see. They don't have to move teams to get a card like Lamar Jackson, who got franchise tag. T. Higgins is someone we could potentially see in this promo. With that being said, let me go over some players that I think we will see, could see, and potentially see. All right, so first up, I'm going to go over some players that I think we absolutely are going to see in this promo, whether they be a champion or whether they be a lower overall card or an LTD, whatever. But I think these first couple I'm about to tell you, I feel like they're going to get champion cards. or limiteds. Starting off, Kirk Cousins. Obviously, Kirk Cousins, just signed with the Atlanta Falcons. And the big thing, and the reason why I think he will get a card, is something that EA kind of did this year, is when players got injured, they stopped giving them cards. Like Aaron Rodgers is the first player who suffered a season-ending injury, I do believe anyways, the first player that actually just got a card and got a weekly wild card LTD. Kirk Cousins, he got injured, never got a card after Most Feared. It makes perfect sense that Kirk Cousins would come in here and get a champion or potentially an LTD. Now, would the card be good? Probably not. Generic 2 release, he's obviously not very fast either. Gen 2 is about as mid as it gets, so they'd have to really stack him up with some crazy ability stacks, like just unrealistic stuff. And I don't really know if the free agency promo is necessarily going to get insane crazy abilities like the combine promo, whatever. They usually don't do it like that, but who knows? It's EA. Another player that I think we definitely will see in this promo is Christian Wilkins. No upgrades all year, and he just signed a monster deal with the Raiders. So Christian Wilkins could be a champion for sure. Could be a champion in my opinion. Would be a decent card, 85 overall. He's a little slow, no pass rush, super high block shed, but needs a pass rush. A couple of other players that I think we definitely will see. Number one, Xavier McKinney right here. McKinney, 88 speed, 89 acceleration, 80 man, 84 zone on 88 overall. Listen, if he gets a 97 overall champion, like, this is going to be a pretty good card. This is going to be a pretty good card. Block shed still not crazy good. 6 feet tall as well, but he's going to be very, very fast. Should have good man, good zone, solid hit power, good tackling as well. I think this will be a very, very good card. Packers' new starting free safety. And speaking of the Packers, I think the Packers actually make out pretty well in this promo. Josh Jacobs. Only a 90 overall, also just signed with the Packers, and I mean, hey, again, I think Josh Jacobs would be a pretty decent card right here, pretty solid running back. I definitely think Packers fans would be really excited if these two players both come. And while we're in that division, why not go to the Bears? And that would be Jalen Johnson. Again, a perfect example of a player that could have potentially hit free agency, but he actually never did and re-signed with his team. Again, is very eligible for a free agent card. That'd be Jalen Johnson. And I think this one makes the most sense. Obviously, the Jarius Sneed right now already has a Team of the Year card, so Sneed's not going to get that. In terms of other top corners, I really feel like Jalen Johnson would be like the biggest one. So Jalen Johnson to me, I'd be kind of surprised if he didn't get a champion, to be honest. It would make perfect sense. And obviously, if we're talking about running backs and EA wants to get their money out of this promo, who do you make a limited? You make Saquon Barkley a limited. I think it just makes absolutely perfect sense. Going to the Eagles now, and Saquon, this card would be really, really good. Now, this kind of makes me hope that they do, in fact, give us like some crazy X factors, because if they made these limiteds have, X factors similar to Combine, where like they stayed on the entire game, whatever, after 9 plays, and you give a card like Saquon Barkley, Freight Train, Ranger Runs, or something like that, yeah, they'd be pretty nasty. So Saquon, really excited to see the upgrade. I know his last card was also a limited. You're looking at it right now, but I think that he, is a big enough name, obviously is a big enough name, and is a big enough money draw that EA would want to make him the limited. And speaking of limiteds, Mr. Unlimited, newest Pittsburgh Steeler, Russell Wilson. Now, the thing is, though, I don't actually know if we'll get a Russell Wilson in this promo. I think Kirk Cousins is more likely because, again, he got injured, and now this is like the first card they could possibly give him. Russell Wilson, I just don't exactly know what they're going to do here. There's 2 quarterbacks. I feel like it's one of these 2. Baker's also an option, but I feel like it's between Russell Wilson and, Kirk Cousins. And I think Kirk having the lower overall card, they'd probably lean his way. We'll find out. I will mention him, but honestly, I'm not too sure if he will get a card because he just kind of recently got this. Brian Burns, 94 overall, just got traded to the Giants. I think it'd be an amazing card if he got one, but I don't really know if they'll give him one with how quickly he just got this. And as I did mention, guys, it is possible that EA could wait to see until like part 2 of this promo if they want to drop like another batch of LTDs, whatever. I would not be surprised if T. Higgins got like a limited. I really would not be. Maybe they went until part 2, as I said, to see if he gets traded, to then give him a limited, to kind of like go in on that, I guess, but we shall see. T. Higgins, though, definitely a receiver we could see. And the final player that I will mention, guys, is Mike Evans. Again, a big name receiver. I think a card people would love. 6'5", obviously love Mike Evans cards. And yes, again, was scheduled to be a free agent. re-sign with the Buccaneers, absolutely could still get a free agency card. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, and of course hit that sub button down below. Make sure to check out Underdog Fantasy, use code ZERK, follow me over on Twitter for my picks, and let me know down below who you guys think we will see as part of the free agency promo. Obviously, so many names that I didn't mention. I didn't even mention any offensive linemen, but there's a lot of those. Robert Hunt and many more. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out these.